Good evening and welcome to Omnibroslive. I am one of your co-hosts, Omnidog. This is Omnibroslive, and I am joined by Comics Guide 101's Lou. How's it going, Lou?
Hey, how's it going, man?
And Sucka9 or Sucka IX. Gio, how's it going, buddy?
The ninth sucker. I'm doing pretty well. I'm really tired, so I apologize in advance. I'm not going to be super peppy, wholesome Gio. I'm just really tired.
And Gabe loves 90s comics.
What's up, man? I haven't seen you guys in a minute. I haven't seen Lou in like 15 minutes.
A rare Thursday night appearance for him.
Yeah, we've been going around the YouTube circuit. We've been getting passed around like a blonde at a kegger on these YouTube shows.
Take it easy. Taking it easy. Let's talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There may or may not be an OmniBros discount code in the future. I don't know why I feel compelled to keep saying that. It's a possibility, so keep listening for it. I don't know when it's going to be. We just gave away a $50 gift card on Monday, courtesy of InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the United States, which is crazy. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. And what is the news that Gabe guessed? What are you strutting?
What I was talking about? So Lou and I just got off of Omar's near mint condition October Marvel solicits.
Okay.
The big announcements were the reprint of Ed Brubaker's Captain America Volume 1.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah. And it's getting for the first time, a DM variant cover. It's an awesome John Cassaday cover.
It's the classic one where he's holding the shield in front of the
gravesite. Yeah. So that's the one I called because I just sold my Captain America Volume 1, Death of Captain America, and my Captain America Lives omnibuses on eBay last week. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to gamble it. Eventually, these things are going to get reprinted. I know that's just how things work. And 1 week later, wham, bam, I'm in it.
That is a big reprint.
And the next reprint that is coming out is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Both covers, the regular John Romita Sr. cover, and by Gio, and the Humberto Ramos cover as well. So getting that Captain America Volume 1, getting that Spider-Man Volume 2.
Anything else big news-wise?
The new Warriors.
He said big.
Oh, yeah. You got a point, yeah. Only like 3 people are going to buy that one.
Yeah, Omar and
what? New Warriors 2?
No, 1. It's getting reprinted.
Yeah.
A reprint?
Yeah. I asked him, I was like, what did you have to do, Omar, to convince David Gabriel to get that thing reprinted?
That's the monkey's paw for collectors right there. In order to get Captain America Volume 1 reprinted, you had to get the new Warriors as well included in that.
It also comes with a curse.
That's good.
But it also comes with a curse.
That's bad.
But it comes with a free Frogurt.
That's good.
I'm in.
With a Frogurt.
So yeah.
Comes with a curse.
Ed Brubaker, Volume 1, Captain America. So we'll have to assume, and fingers crossed, that means Volumes 2 and 3 are going to get reprinted as well.
Wow. That is really sucking the air out of anybody that has been making their bones on eBay for the past 6 years. There's hardly anything left now except maybe Captain Britain and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Hickman Fantastic Four, Hickman Avengers. I mean, the hardcore stuff. That's part of the hardcore stuff. And
Wolverine and the X-Men.
X-Men Volume 1. the Stanley Jack Kirby stuff, and that's really about it.
And Thor.
Most of the whales are getting sunk, man.
Yeah.
Sell those whales. If that book is like a $200 book, get rid of it.
Yeah, they're reprinting a lot of the stuff now.
Yeah.
And
were there any new Omnis announced?
No, there wasn't anything new. There wasn't anything new, right?
I'm trying to think. No, not nothing that I could remember.
The 300th Epic collection is coming out, though.
No, Marvel Masterworks.
Marvel Masterworks, that's what it is. Yeah, the 300th Marvel Masterworks for all two of you out there that have like all 300 versions. There are 3 covers of Howard the Duck that are coming out with that.
Are you serious?
Wow. We're not joking. Somebody out there is just like, fuck yes, Howard the Duck.
Finally, Howard the Duck.
I feel like I should own Howard the Duck Omnibus. I mean, I own Oz, but Oz is a good book. I don't know that Howard the Duck is really my cup of tea at this point anymore.
It's a Marvel Masterworks, so it's going to be like, what was it, $80? Something stupid like that.
Yeah, but what's Howard the Duck even going for on eBay? Probably not much more than cover, is it, or is it going for something crazy?
It's nothing crazy. I think the only book that really matters is, what is it? Is it 8? The first appearance of Kiss? That's really about it.
Kiss did a Howard the Duck special?
Their first appearance was in a Kiss. Kiss's first appearance was in a Howard the Duck comic.
Wait,
really?
Wow. Kiss the Rock Group?
Kiss the Rock Group.
Nice.
And if anybody wants to see the video of me, Lou, and Omar, if you haven't had enough OmniBros in your life, I just put the link to that video in the chat, and you can see all the announcements.
How are you able to do that? I don't think I can do that when I'm not signed in.
I go over to YouTube, and I log into our account.
Oh, you smart. You're a smart guy that way, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I know. So there's how you can watch more OmniBros with, was it just the 3 of you?
Yeah.
Omar, Gabe, and Lou, who are talking about what is coming up in the Marvel world in October. Okay, whatever. I'm babbling now.
You got your drink with you today, Lou? Or did you finish that off?
No, I polished that off, man. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to start. I was the only one not.
Oh, whoa. Yikes. I have mine with me.
Straight up Knob Creek.
What are you drinking, Jess? What root beer is that?
This is cranberry juice and club soda. My drink of choice. However,
I got my sparkling water, though.
Back when I drank, Gabe's drinking, it was that I would drink, too.
No.
Exactly that same way.
Yeah. It's the only way to do it. I saw a meme on the internet that says, ladies, if you find a guy that drinks whiskey straight, he'll do that thing you like. And I was like, yeah.
Only I would start at 8 in the morning. So,
ooh,
yeah, that was my issue.
You brush your teeth.
I'm glad you conquered that. I'm really glad you conquered that.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I don't know that I've conquered it, but it's under control for right this second.
That you continue to conquer it.
Thank you.
One day at a time.
I appreciate that.
How many years, Jess?
I hit 12 in May.
Awesome. That's amazing, man.
May, yeah. We're in July now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the months are acting normal again, and not like April where it was like a year.
we're just level 7 of COVID right now. That's all that is.
Oh Jesus.
Level 7 of 2020.
Well, we're about to go back to level 1 in a few weeks. So
I think you're right.
California already took a step back.
Yeah, and Florida's they're cracking down on us too. They're closing beaches this weekend, and they're going back to face masks being mandatory in like a lot of counties and stuff like that. So yeah, there was some jackass that private messaged me a few weeks ago, like I sent you a screenshot of that. Like, saying, New York's handling it worse or something like that. Something dumb like that. Like, all right,
What?
whatever. They're doing better than we are right now.
Well, I think it's going to be a rough ride until we can get 3 billion tiny glass vials of vaccine.
Yeah, probably.
First, you got to get the vaccine. Then you got to manufacture 3 billion vials and then distribute them. So we're looking at like best case next spring, late next spring is my prediction.
But Jess, since we're all pretty much going to be locked down in a few weeks, why don't you tell the fans where they can get a whole bunch of books before the lockdown kicks in?
I already did.
Oh.
I'll tell them again.
Now he's drunk.
I like talking about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There is perhaps a OmniBros discount code in the future. Just don't know. There is always an IST gift card given away at the end of the month that we are grateful for to IST for giving us to give away to a lucky viewer. The most incredible thing, besides how great their packaging is their packaging is free. You order $50 or more. That is just amazing. And it's not that big conglomerate type packaging. It's like real packaging to protect your books. This isn't IST Prime. It's real packaging. And the best customer service around. I talked to Mrs. Edsel fairly regularly, and she solved the problem for me in like 5 seconds. It was a self-inflicted problem. I'm happy to tell you about it and how she solved it so quickly. Sure, yeah, okay, I'll tell you about it. I told you earlier, actually, I think I said this maybe on the Sunday show or Monday show, that I couldn't find a box and it was in none of my hiding places. So that meant I hadn't gotten it because it's either like front and center, or I've hidden it somewhere. So I looked on IST and did the tracking, and it was like USPS had it on the 16th of June and it was dead. And the link just stopped working. And I thought, this is lost. And it was Black Science DCBS version 3, which I think Gio got. Is that right, Gio? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I desperately wanted because once those go out of print, you can't get them again. So like a dope, I said, well, I better just order everything else in the order again, and because this box is lost. So the box shows up like 3 seconds after I did that on my door.
Of course.
And this was super perfectly choreographed because the box appears on my door and my wife goes, oh, I need the mailman to get this letter. She goes out to chase the mailman up the street. I pick up the box off the porch and I walk it in down the stairs just as she's walking back in. It was the scene of the crime was clean.
Any better and it would have happened.
That's right. And I emailed Emily and she said, boom, taken care of. She canceled the order. It hadn't been picked or scanned, which is the key thing. Had it been picked and scanned, I would have felt really bad, and I would have said, go ahead and send it. It's my fault. But she took care of it. She's amazing. Boom, credit in my account and everything.
Have you guys had difficulty getting packages? Like, not just IST, but like mail in general? Because I just had because I ordered Jaws the Steelbook edition like 3 months ago, and I just had it show up to my house this week.
3 months ago?
Yeah, I ordered it 3 months ago, and I had canceled the order, and they just gave me a refund for it. So I used that money to go pick up a copy in store because I still had it, and it just showed up at my house like Sunday. So I did the right thing, and I took that one, and I got a refund for that one.
You did. I knew as soon as you said you did the right thing that you did not do the right thing.
So I pretty much paid nothing for the Jaws Steelbook, and I just put the $30 that they gave me back to Ghost of Tsushima that comes out next month.
They paid you for Jaws.
They paid me to get Jaws, pretty much. Yeah. They did.
Nice.
No, I think Jess mentioned earlier that somebody in the group who works for the post office said that Media Mail is just taking the backseat to everything. I have a couple IST packages that are just, I don't know where they are. They were expected to be here like last Thursday. Again, nothing against IST whatsoever. I know it's not them. It's just the post office
out of their
is
hands.
really taking their time. Yeah, but like I got a pretty big CGC book off of eBay, and I was shipped not off eBay, off of one of my favorite other sites where I get big books that people don't realize. And they sent it priority mail, and that just got here today.
Yeah.
So that's different.
I got all my comic books priority.
Yeah.
And I think upgrading to UPS is probably the $4 is probably well spent on IST if you want to get your book sooner rather than later.
Yeah, if that really matters to you, spend the $4. If not, like me, I don't care. I'll wait it out. It's just weird.
Yeah. I would say if you have the $4, just go for it. It's really worth it. You get your books quicker, and it's worth it right now. Especially
I think so.
Matt, I shaved the beard off like a month or so ago, I want to say.
Matt, have you not tuned in for a month?
It was a good beard though.
Good for you.
I had it going, man, but that beard was nothing but that beard was just full of depression. I had to get rid of it. Yeah, Jock, I did see that they made a spinner rack that fits CGCs. It's pretty awesome, but I don't have enough CGCs. And the ones I do have, I don't want to just display out in public like that either.
So, Jess, what are we doing tonight, big man? What are we covering?
Sort of a continuation of what we're doing. We don't really have a topic. We do question and answers from the audience and
wonderful chat.
Recommendations of recent reads. If you read something recently that really has impacted you, I would think, maybe in the past 2 to 3 weeks, if it's made a big impact on you and you'd like to recommend it, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. I just need to go. I need to go get them because I don't have a memory. Like Lou can talk about a book that he read 2 years ago and not have it in front of him, and I can read a book today and I have to have it right in front of me so I can talk to you about what went on in it. I just don't have the memory that you guys do.
Oh, Matt, stay safe out there, bro. He works at the welfare office. Man. No wonder he's been so busy.
Yeah.
You're our boy. It's okay, dude.
Yeah.
He's also a mod in the chat, so just have fun and just ban everybody if you want. You get some ungrateful like sleaze bag at the welfare office, and you just want to take it out on someone in the chat. Go for it.
Here is a good question for Gabe. He can answer this for Sundays.
Sundays we do shelfies. I haven't been on Sunday the last couple of Sundays. Family. I think it was Father's Day last Sunday, right? So, no, we still got. There's plenty. Dude, there is. On my computer, I have a bunch saved that we haven't gone through yet. There's a bunch still in the OmniBros email that I haven't gotten around to. So we got plenty of shelfies.
Okay, so we just need to get to them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But there's a lot. And we do like two on Sundays. I mean, hell, if we want to just sit there and just do shelfies for an hour, we could. But,
Does that appeal to anybody in the audience? I mean, we could do that.
If we're doing recommendations, do you mind if I start?
I would appreciate it. Go for it.
Cool. My first recommendation, I've got a handful of things for you guys, various things. My first choice is Farmhand by Rob Guillory. Are any of you guys reading Farmhand right now?
I have it, but I haven't started reading it yet.
Farmhand is a blast. It is so much fun. For those of you that don't know, Rob Guillory, he really broke big working on Chew with John Layman. So Farmhand is actually, he was the artist on there. This is his first solo project, and he's really talented as a writer. It's genuinely really good, and it's pretty compelling. The story basically centers around a farmer who he started off as a kid. He grew up on this farm, and he eventually became a comic book artist. That's kind of what Rob Guillory knows. So when he becomes a comic book artist, he gets a phone call from his grandfather, and he's having difficulty selling things. It's not working out for him. So he moves back into the farmhouse that he was as a kid. Moving back into town, he ends up finding out that his father is doing some really shady shit, and his father one day ended up getting this vision. And what the vision was a genetic blueprint for stem cell plants. So the guy starts growing, he makes this whole corporation, and he starts growing limbs on trees, starts growing starts growing eyeballs, starts growing a whole bunch of stuff on trees. And it's that signature Rob Guillory, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, John Layman comedy it's just a premise that is so crazy and so wild, but he sticks the landing really well. I think it's it's a blast all the way through. It's super fun. I really love Rob Guillory's style of art. It's really cartoony. It looks like something you would probably see something along the lines of like Adult Swim. I could totally see Farmhand getting picked up by a Hulu or Adult Swim or something like that in the future. But it's a blast all the way through. It's really cool because you're getting different perspective, and you're seeing that the main character, whose name is Zeke, he didn't have the best experience growing up with his father, and now he's trying to reconcile it now that he's older, and that relationship, and how at the core of it, it's basically a son who is trying his best to deal with the situation involving his father and how crazy things get when you basically start a corporation where you grow limbs on trees for people. And how would something like that possibly go wrong? It's a blast. It's a blast all the way through so far.
I think it's up to volume 3 in trade paperback.
2.
2?
2. Issue 15 came out, I think, like a week or 2 ago.
Are you sure?
I think so. I believe so.
Bye, Jess.
Bye, Jess.
I'm looking for Farmhand. Where the heck is it? Uh-oh, we could be here all night if I am looking for a book. Farmhand, you're right. 2 volumes. Okay. But I think a third one's coming out. I seem to recall reading recently that a third one was going to be coming out soon. But yeah, I want to read that.
Oh, it's great. You especially, just knowing that you enjoyed Chew, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then you'll love this. Yeah. Guillory is proving that his signature style is there, and the jokes and how in Chew that he had background jokes and stuff like that in almost every single page. He still has that here, but it's not as prominent as it was in Chew. He uses it more sparingly.
Chew is due for a reread for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm in, dude. I'm in. If you're gonna do a reread of Chew, I want to do that.
Yes. Let me know. 100%. I'm in for that.
Okay, good. I'm going to read Brubaker's Captain America run probably in August. So after I'm done with that, I'll read Chew.
I'm glad to hear that Layman is coming back to Chew, and he's doing whatever it is that he's doing with the series right now. Because I thought the ending of Chew was kind of weak. I didn't care for it.
Well, that's why I need to do a reread because I don't remember it.
Yeah, I've only read half of the series.
Yeah, me too. I think one part I fell off. I have all the slipcases, but I haven't read the entire thing yet.
Yeah.
My recommendation.
There.
What are we looking at? Oh. My recommendation is everybody needs to read Superman Smashes the Klan.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a great book. Yeah,
I recommended this. Kristan and I reviewed it, I believe, on the Omnicat and Omnidog show. It's their young adult thing, and as I get more of these, I'm going to get a bunch more young adult books because these things are really good from DC. This is some of the best stuff they're putting out. And this has to do with minorities moving in to a predominantly white neighborhood and the Klan getting involved and racial discrimination, and it is terribly timely. It feels like it could be written today. It's so it is so well done. It is so well written. Jean Lun Yang wrote it, who did American Born Chinese, and Goody Hoodoo did the art. And I forget, Gio, what else has Goody Hoodoo done? Do you know?
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool, that's right. That's why I like this art so much.
And the Wasp book, Unstoppable Wasp or something.
Yeah. But Superman plays a big role in this. It's painful because of the discrimination. It happens back in the 40s to a family from, I think, Taiwan or not mainland China. I think they're from Taiwan, and the discrimination they go through, the harassment they go through from the Klan and stuff, it feels really real. That's one. I mean, you don't even have to have Superman in this book, but his appearances seem real enough. But I mean, what the family goes through and what the community goes through is painful and real, but it's got an uplifting ending, and it's got a very, as is usual with Superman, it's got a hopeful tone in it. But I just found this book to be wonderful, and I have read a couple other of their young adult books, and they're really good, and I think people blow these off because they're for young adults, and so they think it's about teenage romance or something. But it's really not. I mean, this is a really important issue. I don't know how much more important it can get than this. And the other one I read, the young adult thing, was Green Lantern Legacy, which was really cool. A Vietnamese kid's grandmother dies, and he discovers her jade ring, and she was a Green Lantern. And it goes. John Stewart ends up. I think John Stewart ends up mentoring him. Yeah, John Stewart ends up mentoring him, and he deals with all kinds of, so this is set in modern times as opposed to the other one. But I love this book too, and this is a young adult book also, and this is just another great way to enjoy Green Lantern. I mean, Green Lantern is Green Lantern, man. I love Green Lantern, and this is just a great way to enjoy it. So, yeah, I'm going to do a video on young adult books as soon as I get some more in. Except for that one about Catwoman, because I've been warned off that one.
Is the Clan book, does it have the interviews with the author, or like he's explaining his history with Superman? Because the singles had them, and those are really interesting.
That's very important. You're right. Yeah, in the back, Superman and me.
It's a very fascinating read.
It is. You're right. That's a good point, Gio.
I need to grab these. It's they're based off of the old serials, Jess. The
the
old radio shows, I think, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so this was a very fascinating part of the book. But I'm sorry to say that it sounded like it could happen right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Part of it made me ill reading it, but then I just kept reading it. And it was it's not expensive. $16.99 cover price. I'm sure IST has it for a lot less. So, yeah, that's I think that these were two really, really good books.
I do have a book that I know Gabe will be very excited about.
What? What do you got, bro?
I finally got this.
Oh yeah!
I saw that post on Instagram. That is awesome.
Yeah. Battle Chasers Anthology. This is a chunky trade. I wasn't expecting it to be so thick.
Wow, does that have all of it?
Yeah. 9 issues, right?
9 issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't started reading it yet. I got it yesterday, so I'm pretty excited about it. And of course,
does the game connect to the comic?
it's supposed to be after the comic, right, Gabe?
The game? Yeah, it's after
Yeah.
the comic. Or it's like
in between.
It's like somewhere in the middle of the game or in the middle of the comic kind of. It's weird because the comic barely went anywhere.
Yeah. But that art, man, it's pretty fantastic.
Dude, his art in that thing is just amazing, bro. Amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at those pencils.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got that. And as for reads, I haven't been reading much. I mentioned it on Monday because I've been focusing on doing some anime videos for my channel. So I took a little back burner on reading. The only thing, and I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go over it. I am reading Magical Girl Apocalypse. So I pulled this off from the shelf. I'm on volume 10, but this is volume 9. And it's a crazy series. Not for everybody, but if you just want to have a good time with a post-apocalyptic zombie otaku story, you're gonna like this.
Good stuff, man.
I don't think I can show the art, but let's see if I can show it. Whatever. Sounds like we're gonna get demonetized. That's the worst that could happen. I'm looking for a gory image. Give me a second.
While you're looking, Taylor Brown says, I heard they announced a new DC Kids book about how young Wonder Woman got the role in the movie and how she survived audience backlash.
Nice.
She hasn't been in any other acting gigs since that movie. There's probably a reason.
Did you ever saved on IMDb or something?
Yeah. Yeah, you stalking her? How do you know?
What the hell? This is the one volume that doesn't have any gore. Damn it.
Take it back.
Go find some gore. We'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Gabe, you want to go next while Gio?
Yeah. So I'm currently. I mean, I talked about this on OmniBros. I'm still going through volume 1.
Yes.
Jason Aaron and R.M. Guerra's Scalped, which is. I don't know if you guys weren't here on Monday when I talked about it. This is, if you're a crime comics fan, like a noir fan, if you just like sad, depressing books of characters you're not really supposed to like, but you like them anyways, then this should be the next thing on your to read pile, because it's all about an Indian reservation. And we all know Indian reservations are like the worst ghettos in America. They are the most subsidized, just god-awful places in America. And the only thing that's really keeping them afloat a lot of times these days is now they're able to open casinos. Well, not now, but they've been able to open casinos the last 20 years or so. So that's what this book is about. It's about an Indian reservation that is on the verge of just collapse, and they're about to open a casino, and how that affects the community. You got bad cops. You got even worse reservation cops. You got just all the mob nastiness that you want. It's 100 bullets, but a little bit more depressing and less likely to end on a happy note. So this is really a great book. The art in it by R.M. Guerra is out of control. It's dirty. It's gritty. It's
brilliant.
It's the coloring, a little bit of nudity. I'll skip this page, but it's great stuff.
Is that one of the first things that Jason Aaron wrote besides The Other Side? What were some of the first? I feel like that was the first thing I ever noticed his name about.
I want to say yes. Jason Aaron broke into the industry because he entered a Marvel author competition where you submit stuff. Yeah, that's how he broke in. It was like a competition where you submit pitches and stuff like that. They used to do that, and that's how he broke in, because he won.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. Yeah, I think he was doing something else at the time. I don't know, but Scalped, I think, is like the best stuff he's ever done. some of the best stuff he's ever done. I mean, everything else really, superhero wise, is superhero books. It's kind of, you know, mainstream superhero paint by numbers kind of scenarios. But the Scalped stuff is really bad. Like later on, you get into stuff about the Humong and characters like Diesel, and all these characters in this book are just really gnarly, nasty people.
The best way, the best way to describe it would be if you like The Shield, you'll love Scalped. If you enjoyed the TV series The Shield,
I love The Shield. I love The Shield more than The Wire.
Wasn't the Scalped going to be a show and then it got canceled?
there was a pilot. It got
There
canceled.
was a pilot, right? On
Did they make a
WGN
pilot
America?
for it? Yeah, it was gonna be some weird like Hallmark channel or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was WGN.
it was
Same
W.
thing.
Yeah. So it was a channel nobody watched. I'm like, really? You guys are putting it on there? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that now I'm remembering that. Yeah.
They filmed a pilot.
only-
Nobody ever saw it.
I only tuned into WGN for Cubs games. That's it. No, I didn't care about the channel whatsoever.
Yeah. Huh.
But that's great. I mean, this is the same team. They're now doing the Goddamned. It's the same, same artist that he picked for Goddamn as well. If you're reading that book too. So,
How many trades is that up to?
Goddamned?
Yeah, I feel like that's up to just one. Well, I
They
thought
just started issue 1 of the next volume.
They started the series
just
again.
Came out. Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Scalped is gnarly, man. Have you guys read Scalped?
Love it. Yeah.
So you guys remember the swimming pool incident?
I haven't read it in years, so I don't remember it. But I remember I loved it.
The swimming pool incident is when I was just like, this book is gnarly. Gnarly. Like American History X type, just cringeworthy violence.
Ew.
I loved Chanka. I think
Shanka? Yeah, Shanka's great.
Shanka's badass, man. Especially when you find out what's really his deal. It's like, whoa, okay.
That's the thing about this book, though, is that the first volume, it's like Game of Thrones, where they just throw all these characters at you, and you're like trying to like kind of keep track a little bit. Like, all right, there's Dashel, and there's Chief Red Crow, and then there's Dashel's mom, who's a psycho bitch, and then there's Dashel's like ex-girlfriend, who's a psycho slut. And just it's trying to keep all these like cops, and like the officer falls down and in it, and there's a lot to kind of take on at once. There's a lot of characters to kind of keep going on and on and on with. But
yeah,
when you get on, you start getting familiar with the characters, and there's that one little boy, or not little boy, but youngster kid who's like kind of trying to tag along with Dashel, and I'm like, oh, I remember what happened to this guy. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to doing that again.
Here's a great question for Lou and me, and Lou would be happy to talk about horror books.
Oh, man.
What's the first book I'm thinking of that you are so high on for horror?
Infidel.
Yep, exactly.
100%. If you haven't picked up Infidel, it's a 5-issue miniseries, I want to say. Trade paperback. Absolutely brilliant. One of the most brilliant horror comics that I've read in a long time. It's topical even now. We talked about Infidel, I think, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, Jess? Something like that?
I think so.
Yeah. Incredible story, incredible art.
Yeah, we had a whole show on horror books.
Yes, we did. That was about 2 weeks ago. You're right.
Yeah.
So I'll get through the pitch real quick since we've talked about it a number of times. Basic general pitch is a family ends up losing the father through a tragic event. They end up moving in an apartment. They find out that the building holds a lot of secrets, and it's haunted by a spirit. The key is that this spirit, though, is triggered in a lot of ways by hate, racism, homophobia, fear, basically all things that are relevant today. And it takes on the personification, and it infects a lot of the tenants in that apartment. I love Infidel. It's brilliant in so many ways, and there are genuinely a few panels in there that are just horrifying, and it's really effective. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's a great book. And, of course, Harrow County, that's a good horror book.
Mm-hmm.
Nail Biter's good.
If you want body horror, Manifest Destiny has some great creatures there.
Yeah.
I just picked up the latest. They've got 7 volumes out now. That's great. I need to do a reread of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Great book. Lock and Key, Ryan Blue Thunder. Yeah, Lock and Key gave me genuine chills. Something's killing the children. Yep, that's good too.
Is that good? I need to read that. Everybody's recommending it.
Really good.
Okay.
I can't wait for more volumes to come out. It's excellent.
Yeah, it was up for an Eisner. It's up for an Eisner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. I think it's one of the better books I've read this year. I need to do a list of all the books I've read this year and do a halfway point best books. Yeah. So horror comics. Yeah. We did a show two weeks ago, so I'm trying to think of what else we said from there besides Harrow County.
I mean, if you're into slashers like I am, there's always
Hack Slash.
Hack Slash, yes. There's Hack Slash, which is a fun series where you've got a little girl who she has her own personal slasher, and they go and deal with parodies of other famous slashers, and it's a fun series. I really enjoyed Hack Slash from the little bit that I've heard of it. She's
basically like the last survivor
of
like a horror film or like a slasher film. Like she's that trope character, but she doesn't just die. The first person to die in the next movie. She starts taking it to the slashers.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's really fun.
Oh yeah, Gotham, you're right. A Walk Through Hell is definitely horror. And that was my number 2 book last year, only to These Savage Shores. But A Walk Through Hell, fantastic, great, scary, weird, amazing book by Garth Ennis. It's fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yeah, somebody else is recommending Dark Ark. That's good. 3 books. Now that I have them in trade, the hardcover will be coming out.
Cool.
Do these spines form an image, Jess?
Sorry?
Do the book's spine form an image for Dark Ark? Or is it just solid black? Because I thought it was forming like an image or something.
Yeah, it's an image of disappointment, but they don't form the image. It's by Cullen Bunn, and it's where all the bad creatures go. And when Noah's Ark, all the good creatures, rabbits and giraffes and everything, and then all the bad creatures are on a different arc, and it was really a good read. Oh, Dark Ark's already got a hardcover?
It does?
Of course. Oh, it came out last year.
I think so.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Oh, good.
I think the first 2 trades make up the hardcover.
Oh, they do.
Hello, everybody. Gabe here from Omnibroslive.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Got a little sneak peek action.
Is that his ringtone now?
That's my ringtone.
Oh man. I guess for my next recommendation, I'm gonna recommend a quick prose novel. If you guys will entertain me, The Sea Dreams, It Is the Sky, by John Horner Jacobs. Basically, it tells the story of a young woman who she befriends a reporter named the Eye. The Eye is a famous reporter who he was working on a manuscript. One day, he ends up disappearing after getting a letter from somebody, and the girl who befriends him is given the key to his apartment. She ends up going in his apartment and discovering these texts of glyphs and words that she has to decipher. And along the way, she ends up falling down the rabbit hole, and she ends up going through basically a cosmic horror experience while she tries to discover what ended up happening to this guy, the Eye, and why he became so obsessed with this text and why he became so obsessed with whatever it is that ended up happening with him. I love the story. Admittingly, it's a bit difficult to read at times, but it's great. If you're looking for a quick cosmic horror story, I really recommend you guys check that one out.
Okay. I'm looking up what Tales of Harrow County is about, since we have a question. Description. 10 years have passed since Emmy exited Harrow County, leaving her close friend Bernice as steward of the supernatural home. But World War II is in full swing, taking Harrow's young men and leaving the community more vulnerable than ever. And when a ghostly choir heralds the resurrection of the dead, Bernice must find a solution before the town is overrun. Collects Tales from Harrow County, Death's Choir 1 through 4. That sounds good to me. That's coming out this month.
Bye, Gio.
Whoop, what happened?
Bye, Gio.
Bye, Gio.
We lost Gio. That sounds good, Jess. I still need to read Harrow County.
Oh my gosh, you'd love it. It's so good.
Okay, I'm checking it out tonight. I'm sitting down.
It's so good. I really, really like that.
It finished naturally, right? It's like The Landing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I felt it did. Yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out.
My book choice was something recommended to me by Taylor Brown before we interviewed Cy Spurrier, and it's Weavers.
Ooh.
In the aftermath of gang-related attack, Sid Time becomes an unlikely new addition to the Weavers, a brutal East Coast crime family. Members of the syndicate are bound to loyalty thanks to the supernatural spiders inside each of them, granting them powerful and grotesque abilities. Once he realizes what he's capable of, Sid sets out to uncover the truth behind the mysterious attack counter to the group's objectives. Blah, 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 blah. It's extremely violent, extremely supernatural, really cool. These guys basically have big white spiders that crawl into them and give them supernatural powers that they use as a gang, and they're very loyal to each other, and it's really good. This is another one of the better books I've read this year. I really, really dug this book by Cy Spurrier. So if you're into the supernatural, as you know I am, you will dig this book a lot, because there's a lot of internecine fighting and backstabbing and power plays and seductive women involved and supernatural spiders that can give you all kinds of crazy powers and things. It's great. I really dug Weavers.
That sounds right up my alley. I like the art.
Yeah, it was great. I think you'd dig it.
Adding that again to the list tonight. It's going to be a late night. Gabe, you got anything?
Yeah, so I haven't. This is just a recommendation. I haven't read it yet. It just came out. It's Robert Kirkman's new book. I know, and we all are kind of wishy-washy when it comes down to Robert Kirkman stuff.
Jess,
but the selling point.
We can stop the stream right now, Jess. It's okay.
I'm clicking him off. Just so.
Wait. The selling point is this name right here. Chris Samney.
Yeah.
God damn it, Gabe.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. So it's a new book called Firepower. All right, I haven't had a chance to read it yet. It just came out. It's interesting because this is the first issue, and it's a trade paperback.
Huh.
I'm not exactly sure how many pages it is, but it's a normal size trade paperback. It's $10. You get it off of in stock trades right now for like a little over $5. And then there's also a free comic book day. So it's like the trade paperback, free comic book day, and then it turns into an ongoing single issue series. And on the back, it says Owen Johnson's journey to China. Owen Johnson's journey to China to learn about his birth parents eventually leads him into a mysterious Shaolin Temple. Shaolin Wu-Tang? The students there study to rediscover the fire power, the lost art of throwing fireballs, a power they claim will be needed soon to save the world. Will Owen Johnson be the first person in 1,000 years to wield the fire power? And the art in here, if you flip through it, it's all just awesome, fun, kung fu, Chris Samney art.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm so conflicted right now.
I was out with Kirkman, but you had me back in with Samney.
Exactly. That's what it was with me too, bro. I was like, Kirkman's got a new book out. I don't. Oh, but wait. Chris Samney's doing the art. All right, I have to follow Chris Samney everywhere that guy goes.
At least it'll be pretty.
Look at this.
Fireball sounds pretty cool.
Firepower.
Firepower. I mean, with the fireballs they can throw or whatever they can do.
Yep. But it looks like a lot of just fun kung fu, smacking, punching, flaming arrows. Like this is some people kissing. No one cares. I want to see people take judo chops to the throat and breaking giant bricks of ice. This just looks awesome.
Wow, that does look good.
Yes. So
Do I dare get this book?
it's
Don't
$5
do it.
on in stock trades.
Don't do it, Jess. You're
So
better
if
than
you get to that point where it's like, dang man, I'm like $3 short of free shipping. Might as well go get Firepower and see what it's all about.
Okay.
You're better than this, Jess. Don't fall for this man's tactics.
I have an angel and a devil on my shoulder both.
Oh my god.
And the free comic book day one is just as nice. I love Chris Samney's art, bro. It's you can't deny this guy just. There's a lot of ass kicking in this book, and it's mainly the art. It's just.
Can you download that issue on Comixology?
I do not know. This
That
takes
would
place
be great.
after the trade paperback, so I don't know if it like screws. Like I said, I haven't read it yet. It just came out yesterday. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's got some Darwin Cook in him right there, Louise.
God damn you, Gabe. God.
Now you're getting super baited.
Yeah. There's a ninja right here on the ceiling. Like, come on, look at that. As he's trying to sleep. Oh no, he's not. I sense there's some motherfucker on my roof or on my floor. This I think this is gonna be cool. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like his next like Invincible or anything like that, but with Chris Samney on the art,
Yeah.
It has potential.
It's gonna look pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to steal Bloodsport.
It's a pretty thick, like, yeah, maybe he's stealing Avatar, fire, the ability to throw fire. I don't know. Who cares? But it's a pretty good solid size.
Yeah, that is a big book.
Yeah.
For $5, that's a steal.
Yeah.
$10 IST. I just looked it up. They have it for like $7, or I'm sorry, $5 and like 72 cents or something like that. Like, you got to do it, man.
Son of a bitch, I'm downloading this thing. That's how you fucking sail. That guys, in the chat, pay attention. That's how this motherfucker is able to sell you on stuff. He did it right.
Yeah, ninjas on the ceiling.
Gabe,
He knows what's important.
there's a reason Gabe was the #1 seller in that comic shop when he worked there.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right. Damn it!
And if I love it, I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna be passionate about it because that looks awesome. I might just put Scalped down for a couple hours and just go through this Firepower because this is badass. And then it turns into a regular single issue like monthly series after that. But man,
that's an interesting way to do it.
I like that. It's like here's this big ass chunk of story for $10. Experience it, and then if a trade paperback, if they can't sell me on that book within the trade paperback, then forget it. Who cares? But if you can sell me within on the trade paperback amount of storytelling, I'm in. I want to do a goddamn Invincible reread. Jess, Luis, and Gio. We need to do that.
I want to read Invincible too.
When that trailer hits for the Amazon cartoon, it's going to It's going to be the next big thing, and we're going to have to read it because it's going to be everybody asking, is it out of print? How do I find it? What's the best way to read it? Should I read Invincible? It's going to be the next thing.
I could see that being a hit, to be honest. Much as it pains me to say that.
Kirkman says the and, you know, of course he's going to say what he needs to sell it, but he says it's extremely violent, and that's what I want out of Invincible.
Here's somebody that knows me way too well. Firepower is a lot of dinosaurs and sneaking around in it. That is somebody that knows me way too well. Sneaking around. Oh my gosh. Just what I hate about my video games.
Bruce Johannes just finished all 12 hardcovers for Invincible.
Nice.
Give us your thoughts, dude. Real Slim Shady, Invincible is not out of print. You can find that almost anywhere.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's out of print is like the first like slipcase library edition, whatever you want to call it. It's the only thing I think that's out of print.
Oh, they put that out in that format?
Yeah, that thing's on every format. It's in regular trade paperbacks. It's in oversized hardcovers. It's in softcover compendiums. It's in hardcover compendiums. It's in slipcase library editions. It's like in every format, and I think all of them are pretty available. Bruce Johannes says it's the best superhero book, and that seemed to have been like the consensus of it when it was coming out. It was the best superhero book on the shelf. I mean, I was reading it in singles. I sure the hell felt that way about it. Highland G's on hardcover number 10. So it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing.
Definitely.
Kenny read a book that I want to read, and that's Jeff Jones' Stargirl. I want to read that too. I got that. It's in my stack somewhere. But I'm going to do a haul video on, and I definitely have been waiting a long time for that to get reprinted.
Here's something that you guys will like. I got the DCBS variant for
Black Science?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Science Volume 3.
That's done, right? Black Science?
Yeah, it's the final one.
Nice.
But what's funny about this is that I don't know if you can see it. All of that is extras, just pinups and sketches and all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good art here to enjoy. Yeah. I didn't know the image was a wraparound, so I'm usually not the OCD type that gets upset about this, but I'm like, man, I kind of wanted it to line up with the other two that I have because they're not variants. I just got this at random.
Oh, what's the spine look like? Oh, good.
No, there's no problem with it, really. I'm just being picky for the hell of it, but I like having the logo here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I can't show anything. I don't want to spoil anything just in case somebody hasn't read it, but there's some great art in here.
Yeah. That's a series. Now that I've got all three, I need to read it.
Yeah. Mateo Scalera's art in there is just amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you have? Is that your contribution there, Tia?
Sadly, yes.
Come on, it's all right, Gio. We love you, man. Say that.
Here's one for the independent crowd. This is something I read. Of course, Kristan picked it out, and I loved it. Neil Gaiman calls it a masterpiece, and I think the group in general would like it. It's called Anya's Ghost. I mean, if this doesn't look like a Kristan book, I don't know what does. But
yeah,
this girl is okay. Wait, she is Russian immigrant. She's a Russian immigrant, having trouble assimilating. She's assimilated better than the other Russian nerd in town, and she ends up going for a walk, falling into a well that's uncovered, and finding the bones of somebody that's been down there dead since like the early 1900s, and her spirit is still there. And so while she's waiting to be rescued, she's talking to this ghost whose bones are there. And the ghost manages to slip a bone into a bone. Sorry how that sounded. Skeletal bone remnant into the girl's backpack. And so the ghost now travels around with Anya and starts out helping her at first, like helping her get better grades by helping her cheat in class and stuff. But then it turns out that the ghost is really malevolent and wants to do all kinds of evil, bad things, and is trying to recruit Anya into it. And I dug the heck out of this book. It was funny, it was dark, it was scary, and it was a ton of fun. And I know doesn't look like the typical thing that everybody reads. It's put out by First Second, but this was an excellent recommendation by Kristan. I really dug Anya's Ghost. And Neil Gaiman says it's a masterpiece. So there.
Well, if he says it, it's got to be true.
Yeah. I agree.
Good choice. I am going with a pick for all the manga lovers out there because manga hasn't gotten enough love tonight. It'll be a quick one, I promise, Jess.
Okay.
My choice is Spy X Family. Spy X Family is a super fun series that I'm sure Gio has probably read the first volume or the first few volumes at this point.
There's a review on it on the channel. I did a review on it here. Yep.
Centering around a world-renowned spy, and he has to go on a mission. And on the mission, it requires him to pick up a little girl, and that little girl ends up having special abilities. And along the way, he ends up picking somebody else. And basically, it's, how would you describe it? If you mix Mr. and Mrs. Smith with superpowers. Yeah. And it's a blast all the way through. It's such a lighthearted and fun series. I dig the hell out of it, man.
Lost Gio. Bye, Gio.
Bye, Gio. Nope.
There he is.
There he is. We don't lose him.
A really wholesome read with great characters. That's what I tried to say.
So it's a fun all ages book that I think. Not all. Would you say teenagers?
Teenagers, yeah. It's part of Shonen Jump, so teenagers and up can read it.
Yeah.
I know, Jess, you're not interested, but I think it's something that you may like. Maybe if it gets turned into an anime, but it's a really fun, wholesome read that I do recommend, and you'll laugh and you'll like the characters. The little girl is just precious. She's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
If it gets turned into anime, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Probably almost all the Shonen Jump stuff gets turned into anime. So,
I mean, I think it's about time. It's inevitable that it's going to get turned into an anime. It's relatively popular right now and it's doing well in sales. So yeah, it's going to get picked up. But yeah, I genuinely, if you're looking for something a little bit lighter in tone, because hey, we're living in hell right now. So if you want something to get away from that, yeah, that's something that I'm recommending for everybody to pick up right now.
Here's a question that I can answer. I don't know if anybody else read this, but I read TK Clone. I read Berserker Unbound by Lemire, and it was really good. Really, really, really good. So I highly recommend it. It is sort of like if Conan came to our world. It's really a boss book. I love Berserker Unbound.
Hey, I've seen that before.
Yeah. I'm going to put it up. The problem is I have two things, and I don't want to. If I put it on the wall, then it's going to. One won't show, so I got to figure out how to display this properly. Anything else? We've answered questions. We've given our reviews. I can talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. there could be in your future a OmniBros discount code. I don't know when, but I feel compelled to keep talking about it. There's continuing to be a $50 gift card, which is given to us by IST to give away to a lucky viewer at the end of every month. Over $50 in an order gets you free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Nice.
Nice.
It's not a Goon book. It's a like a thing you hang in a
Yeah, it has two
In a
little
store.
holes at the top.
in the store. No smoking allowed, and shoplifters will be prosecuted. Shoplifters and monsters will be prosecuted. Gio sent it to me as a gift a while ago, along with a bunch of cookies.
I need to send you some more cookies.
Yes,
so
you
stay
do.
tuned for that.
Yes, you do.
Stay tuned.
I got one more if you guys don't
Okay,
mind.
good. Yeah,
Last one. It's another prose book if you guys will entertain me.
sure.
So I finished Last of Us 2 and I finished reading The Road. So I'm doing a reread right now of Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. I've finished Blood Meridian last year and I'm going through it again right now because it's a pretty dense read. I absolutely love Blood Meridian. It's a deconstruction of the Western genre. Jess, I know you love Westerns.
I do.
So I'm not sure if you would enjoy this or not necessarily. The book centers around basically the character. His name is just the Kid. That's what he goes by in the book. And the kid ends up through certain circumstances getting involved with the real life Glanton gang. The Glanton gang was charged with going into, at the time, Mexico and hunting down and scalping Indians and scalping a bunch of people. Eventually, things went south for the Glanton gang, and the people turned on them, and they ended up hunting them down and all killing them. But it's an incredible story, and it really takes the mystique away from Westerns when you see something like the John Wayne films and stuff like that, where the good guy always just rides off into the sunset and stuff like that. But it really takes away, and it shows you, no, this was really a period of time where it was really ugly, it was really gritty, and chances are you would not enjoy everything that was going on in the time if you lived back then.
Yeah.
Along the way, they are joined by a character named the Judge. The Judge is basically the living incarnation of just rage, everything evil, and just a monster all the way through the whole story. He is probably one of my favorite antagonists, if you can call him that, in any story that I've ever read. He's just this 6 foot plus tall guy, just built, rotund, and he's just all white, just 100% pale, missing all body hair, and it's incredible. It's really an incredible read, and I recommend anybody that has the stomach for it to read Blood Meridian, but it's not an easy read all the way through. McCarthy's writing is dense. He's got a really weird style that a lot of people don't care for, and it's pretty brutal. It's very brutal. There were times where I had to put it down and just revisit it. So, but it's an incredible read.
Sounds great.
Wow. Gotham has a good question that I can answer. Apart from the Goon, has Eric Powell worked on anything? And there's Shane telling us that Last of Us 2 is his game of the year. Same with Ryan Sace. He says it's his game of the year. There are 3 trades of Hillbilly. There's a 4th one, but Eric Powell doesn't draw in it, so I can't. Sorry, he doesn't illustrate it, so I can't really recommend it yet because I haven't read it. But these all have Eric Powell art and writing, and it is flippin' great. I love Hillbilly. I did a whole video on it. From Eric Powell, Bloody Blood comes an Appalachian fantasy epic that tells the story of Rondell, a lonely figure who wanders the wooded hills among witches and magical creatures as a folk hero to those who dwell in this gritty fairy tale world. He's basically a witch hunter, and he has he can talk to certain animals. This great big grizzly bear is a friend of his. It is epic. I think this is one of the maybe I feel it's better than Goon. I don't know. It is really up there. It's at least as good as Goon. It has got great art and it's all kinds of supernatural, spooky goings on up in the hollers of them Appalachian mountain folk places. And there's all kinds of demonology and scary witchcraft stuff and talking dogs and things, and it's just amazing. I can't say enough about Hillbilly. It's got 3 volumes, and I highly recommend them.
Is it as good as Satan's Sodomy Baby?
You have to buy that on eBay, unfortunately, and you better get it before it gets to $50. That one cost me $10.
Book is awesome.
No.
Satan's Sodomy Baby. Look it up, guys.
Yep, it's amazing. So,
Is that it?
Wait,
anybody have anything else to add? Any other questions we can answer?
before we get out of here, Jess, what's the turnip looking like today, man?
What's the what?
What are the turnips looking like today, man?
My daughter yesterday got me 600 bells a turnip.
Whoa! Wow!
I became a billionaire.
Nice.
That's what she told me. She came over to my island and she said, "Here you go, billionaire." I bought as much as I could afford on Sunday, and she waited online and got me 600 bells a turnip. I paid off my loan.
Wow.
I've opened a new loan. I'm going to pay it off. It's amazing.
I have no idea what's going on here. This sounds like some Ponzi scheme where that you're laundering money like Ozark. Anybody seen Ozark, by the way?
I have.
I haven't yet.
Oh my god, this is my new obsession right now. Is Ozark.
Canadian. I said that there is a 4th of Hillbilly, but I hadn't read it yet because Eric Powell doesn't do the art, so I'm not sure about it yet. And Gotham, yeah, it's by Albatross Books.
Man, I've been hooked on
There
Unsolved
you go.
Mysteries. Have you got? They brought back Unsolved Mysteries, and it's good.
Is Ozark the one with Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good. What's it about?
It's hard to say without spoiling it.
It's been compared to Breaking Bad, is what I've heard.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has a really Breaking Bad kind of feel, but a little bit more anxious than Breaking Bad, really. It's about a guy who is a financial advisor, and it turns out this is all in the first episode, so it's not much of a spoiler. It's really where the story comes along. Turns out that him and his firm is really being used to launder money for a Mexican cartel. And you find out this is the first 20 minutes of the first episode. His partner in the firm was skimming millions of dollars from the Mexican cartel.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, so bad things happen to everybody in his firm besides himself. He was able to kind of talk himself out of it, Jason Bateman's character. And he ends up moving to the Ozarks, which is just like hillbilly, redneck, bumfuck Missouri. And he is there to be a angel investor and is putting money into local businesses in order for him to run those businesses and continue with the money laundering that he owes for the Mexican cartel.
Wow, what an interesting premise.
It just keeps twisting and turning, and yeah, it's outrageous, like Breaking Bad. And it's so far. I mean, my wife and I, we just started the second season. It's fantastic. It's one of the best things we watched in a very, very long time. And yeah, Gotham. Yeah, he directs the first episode, I think, of each season. He's the director, Jason Bateman. So he's in it, and it's intense. It's intense. There's a lot of anxious going on when you watch that show.
In new news, Floaty Floatwood.
Hey!
Yay! More money.
What's going on in his avatar? Looks like chicken wings and drinks. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Floaty.
Oh, they're-
You're having fun. I thought Mr. Body Massage was the greatest name, but Floaty Floatwood might be better.
That's a good one.
That's up there. Yeah.
Thank you for
Is that a reference to Natalie Wood? Oh wait, never mind. She doesn't float.
Oh, Gabe, you're bumming me out.
That was a joke my dad told me as a kid. And
I know. I can't believe it.
And I was like, "What kind of wood doesn't float?" And he's like, "Natalie Wood." I go, "I don't know who that person is.
wow.
Oh, I
I don't know anything about the mom."
I grew up with such a crush on her.
Man. If we're talking TV shows real quick, I've restarted The Leftovers right now.
Oh, I've heard that's awesome.
Oh, dude. I when I first tried to watch it, I really couldn't get into it, but now I am. I'm almost done with season 1. It's so good. Leftovers is so good. It gets better as it goes.
Oh, I can't listen to any TV talk.
Oh, man.
I'm
It's
so
so-
backed up. I've got like a year's worth of television I'm backed up on.
Oh, dude, but you would love The Leftovers. It's well, you know the premise. Like 3% of the world's population just one day suddenly disappears out of nowhere. Nobody knows where they went. They just disappeared. And it doesn't sound like a huge amount, but when you think about it, it would affect a lot of people. It's brilliant. It's so good, Jess. It's so good.
That's what I've heard. That's a big favorite in the admin chat on the Omnibus Collectors page. Lots of people in there have watched it and loved it.
Ozarks.
You guys are killing me.
There's clubs and titties a lot in that show. So there you go.
2 and 3 are a million times better than season 1, which is also great.
I've heard that.
Nice.
It ends really well.
Gosh, I still have to finish everything.
You know what you need to watch, Jess?
Stop.
Okay. I'll stop.
You know what? Shield.
I need to finish freaking Legion. Then I can move on with my life and watch something else.
Did you finish Harley Quinn?
I did. God, I love that show.
That was a great finale. I like
That
it.
was.
It ended.
I love that finale. They really did it well. They
Mhm.
really did it well. I love that show. So much fun. Thank you for helping me out with that so much. That was so great.
Is Kite Man still a dick?
No, Kite Man, hell yeah. He's a good guy.
No.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some major development for that character. It's really
Major.
interesting.
Yeah. Major development. Kite Man, hell yeah. He's a great guy in this.
Hmm I like that they even included Condiment King in the series. That's fantastic.
Oh, you had me at Condiment King.
Yeah,
Condiment
I was
King
not expecting that.
steals his wedding venue. Kite Man's bummed out about it. Oh, Condiment King, that was so funny. Oh, gosh, that's a great show. When that comes out on Blu-ray, I'm definitely getting it. Oh, I gotta get that. Especially that fanboy episode, that the first 3 minutes of these two fanboys deconstructing why they're such losers, and Harley Quinn's not even in the episode. It's all about Batman, and they're ripping off. Oh, it's so great. The fanboys making fun of themselves. Oh, so perfect. So perfect.
Oh, apparently, the first Preacher Absolute's gone for some money on eBay.
Oh, is it out of print?
Oh,
It's TJ Clone's talking about.
Ooh.
It's going out.
So if you want it, you better start getting it.
TJ Clone is Absolute Preacher, an evergreen book. Volume 1 is out on IST, and eBay prices are going up. Ooh, that ain't good.
Yeah.
I don't know about it being evergreen because aren't they doing Preacher omnibuses now, right?
That's coming out the end of this month.
Yeah. So there's not many absolutes I could think of really when it comes down to it that I could think of that are evergreen. Besides, like, it feels like Hush is never going to go out of print.
You know, you're right about that.
Apparently, Superman, All-Star Superman's out of print.
That doesn't surprise me. That's
Someone was saying that in the group not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutes are kind of a tricky thing because I imagine the production costs on those are pretty high versus the amount they probably print. So I imagine they're not exactly rushing out to reprint absolutes anytime soon.
It has to be a lot harder to do that with the slipcase and the oversized format.
Yeah. Fuck, I miss my Sandman absolutes. Those were nice.
Okay, well, Lou, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter. You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on YouTube. So, and here on Sundays and the occasional other show. Yesterday, Ryley and I sat down for like about close to an hour and a half, and we talked Last of Us 2 spoilers. We did a deep dive on the story, and that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, check that out.
Gabe, what about you? I saw that you recently said you made a video.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram, Gabe Loves 90s Comics, and coming up soon on my YouTube channel, I did film a video. It's done now. It took forever for that thing to upload. I forgot how long it takes to upload videos to YouTube. Holy crap, that sucks. I don't understand it. How's a 15-minute video take 3 hours to upload or whatever? I don't get it.
And this is why I don't do videos anymore, Gabe.
Yeah, I hear you. If you're interested in seeing a overview, in-depth look at the Jack Kirby Fourth World Absolutes, my channel, it's going to go up. I have it scheduled to go up at noon. It just uploaded. I'm not going to put it up at 6 p.m., Thursday night, 9 p.m. across the rest of the country. So it'll go up noon tomorrow. I'll blast it on my Instagram. I'll blast it on the group so you guys can get a nice, beautiful look. This thing is badass. Look at when you open it. Oh, hi, Darkseid. Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah. This is an absolute where it's like, here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back is badass.
Oh my god.
The bottom is badass, and even the top is badass.
Gabe,
Got your own epic mother box.
Yeah.
How much is that going for right now?
Well, it's 150. So IST has it for like 80, whatever. I think they have it at 42% off.
Oh,
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. That looks worth it.
Gio?
You can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime, comics, manga, and a bunch of nerdy stuff. So subscribe over there if you can.
And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. So thank you to InStock Trades for being our sponsor. Thank you to the chat. Lively chat tonight. A lot of good questions. We appreciate it. Thank you to the audience watching this afterwards. Thank you to all my great co-hosts. And peace and love. Peace and love.
Hi, everybody.
Don't piss in the wind.
Well, there's that too.